My beloved child, perhaps at this very moment you are walking through a stretch of sky that no longer feels as clear as it once did, where the things that once made you feel steady now seem distant, where the paths that once felt familiar are now covered in thick mist, and where your heart wonders whether you are still being guided. But my child, do not let the darkness make you believe that the light has died. Do not let the fog before your eyes convince you that I have moved far away. There are seasons when I allow the outer light to grow dim so that you may learn to recognize the inner light of my presence. There are moments when you can no longer see the way clearly, not because I have abandoned you in confusion, but because I am teaching you to trust the hand that is holding you more than what your eyes are able to see. I want you to understand that darkness has no right to define your destiny. It is only a place you pass through, not a place where you will remain forever. It may hide the scenery, but it cannot hide me. It may slow your steps, but it cannot prevent my goodwill from being fulfilled. It may cause you to tremble for a moment, but it cannot extinguish the light I have placed within you. I am the light that does not depend on the sun of circumstance, that does not diminish when time stretches long, that does not fade when you grow weary, and that is not threatened by any night covering your life. When every lamp around you goes out, you will learn that I have never gone out. When every outward support begins to shake, you will realize that I am still there, near, steadfast, and full of mercy. Therefore, do not be quick to draw conclusions about your journey based only on this dark stretch of road. A person passing through a valley does not mean that person has been excluded from the promise. A seed lying beneath the soil does not mean it has been buried to disappear many times. That hidden place is where life is quietly preparing to rise. You are the same. My beloved child, what is taking place within you cannot always be seen immediately. There are restorations I do in silence. There are strengths I plant in you when you think you have nothing left. There are layers of peace I spread over you in the moments when all you can do is sigh without finding words. You do not need to understand every movement of mine in order to trust me. You only need to remember that my hand has never done anything halfway in your life. In the days when you are exhausted, open your heart to receive the support I send to you. I do not guide you only through great signs. Many times, I lift you through presences that are very quiet, very subtle, and very gentle. My angels are not strangers to the road you are walking. They do not look at you with the cold eyes of outsiders, but with the holy care of messengers sent to serve what I cherish. When you are weak yet still try to take one more step in faith, they see. When you swallow your tears so you will not let go of what is right, they see. When you quietly choose purity instead of responding with bitterness, they see. And by my permission, they draw near to strengthen you, to protect you, and to remind your heart that you have not been forgotten in this vast sea of people. You may not always recognize that presence, but not every truth must be witnessed by natural eyes in order to be true. There have been times when you were spared from danger you never even knew about. There have been moments when a clear thought suddenly came right when you were about to make the wrong decision. There have been moments when your heart was falling into the depths of confusion, and then a strange peace touched you so you were no longer swept away. You thought it was only coincidence, but I tell you, my love knows how to arrange help at the right time. I send my servants to come alongside you, not to replace my voice, but to bear witness that my promise still covers you. They do not take my glory, they only serve the light of mine that is being preserved within you. Remember Elijah when he fled in exhaustion. He had once stood before the people with fire from heaven. He had once witnessed my power, revealed in a mighty way. And yet there came a time when he was so weary that he wanted to give up under a tree in the wilderness. Do you see? Even the courageous have days when they are worn down. Even those who have once heard my voice clearly may have moments when fear causes them to lose direction. But I did not rebuke him with heaviness. I sent an angel to touch him, to prepare bread and water, and to call him to rise and eat so he could continue the journey. I did not require him to immediately explain his pain. I did not demand that he appear strong before being cared for. Before I brought him to the place where he would hear my voice in the gentle whisper, I let him rest. Eat and be strengthened, my beloved child. That story is not far from you. There are times when the holiest thing I do for you is not to give you a great vision immediately, but to give you enough strength to rise once more. So do not despise the rest I give. Do not overlook the small comforts along the way. A word of encouragement at the right time. A sudden peace. A person placed there to listen to you. A quiet moment that softens your heart. All of these may be jars of water in the wilderness that I have placed near you. I know this journey sometimes leaves you dry. I know there are nights when you are not only tired in body, but tired from continuing to believe when you have not yet seen anything change. But I do not demand that you run when you only have enough strength to crawl toward me. I do not despise trembling steps. I do not turn away from broken prayers. I am your Father, and my love is gentle enough to carry you when you can no longer stand on your own. Yet, my child, the help I send is not meant to make you dependent on outward signs, but to bring you back nearer to me. Angels may lift you. Good people may encourage you. Circumstances may be arranged to open the way for you. But the source of your light is still me. Do not place your safety in anything that has been sent. Receive them instead as the fingerprints of my mercy. When you see support, give thanks to me. When you sense protection, turn your heart back to me. When you are led through a dangerous place without even knowing it, remember that my love is still at work, even while you sleep, even while you are tired, even when you do not have enough strength to pray at length. There will be days when you must keep walking without much light, but I will give you enough light for the next step. You often want to see the whole road, but I teach you to hold my hand one stretch at a time. You often want everything to be clear at once, but I teach you to grow in steadfast faith. You often want the darkness to disappear before you step forward, but I tell you that as you step in, trust. Darkness will no longer have dominion over you. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is knowing that I am with you and that I am greater than what frightens you. Peace is not having every question answered. Peace is knowing that you are held in the arms of the one who never goes astray. My beloved child, there are answers that do not come in noise, that do not appear while your mind is racing with endless speculation, and that are not found in conversations where you are both praying and rushing to answer on my behalf. There are things I give you only when you learn to pause, when you stop trying to grasp every clue by your own strength, when you sit still before me like a weary child returning into the arms of the Father. Silence before me is not an empty void, nor is it a sign that I am distant from you. On the contrary, it is the holy room where my voice becomes clearer than every noise out there, where the dust of anxiety settles, where your heart is brought back to its original simplicity so it can recognize what I am gently placing within you. I know you have passed through many days asking which way you should choose, what you should believe, how long you must wait, what you must release, and what you must keep. You have searched for signs in the words of others, in the events happening around you, in successes that gave you hope and failures that shook you. At times, you thought one piece of advice would resolve all your confusion. At times, you believed that if only your circumstances changed, your heart would be at peace. But my child, true clarity does not come from gathering enough information. It comes from staying close enough to me. People may give you experience. Reason may help you weigh things. Circumstances may give you a few traces. But only I know the entire road from beginning to end. Only I see what is hidden behind the doors. Only I know what appears good but would pull you away from peace. And what seems small at first, but is actually the key that opens a new season for you. Therefore, when I invite you to be still, I am not telling you to stop praying, nor am I telling you to hide the things you are carrying. I still want to hear your voice. I still want you to pour out every trembling, every question, every longing, and even the things you do not yet know how to name. But after you have spoken, learn to remain. Do not rise too quickly. Do not leave my presence just because you have not heard the answer in the way you expected. Many times, you speak to me with words, and I answer you with peace. You ask me with tears, and I respond with a gentle stillness spreading through your heart. You ask me to open a door, and first, I place within you the ability to recognize which door belongs to you. If you are too hurried, you will think I have not answered. If you are too noisy within, you will miss the very quiet movements of grace. Remember the story of the boy Samuel in the temple. When night had fallen and everything seemed to be asleep, I called his name with a gentle voice. At first, he did not recognize that it was me. He thought the call came from a human being. So he ran to the familiar place to seek an explanation. But when he was taught to lie still and listen, when he no longer rushed after his first misunderstanding, he answered me with a willing heart. It was in that stillness that someone very young began to hear my voice and entered a journey guided by the sacred. Do you see, my beloved child, my voice does not always come like thunder, shaking heaven and earth. Sometimes, my voice comes in the quiet night, in the moment when you stop searching outside and open your heart within. If Samuel had continued running back and forth according to old reflexes, he might have missed the holy moment. You are the same. There are words with which I am calling your name, not to frighten you, but to awaken you into a new maturity. In the days when you long for clarity, be careful of the temptation to force everything to have an immediate answer. Impatience often makes you mistake the voice of fear for wisdom, the voice of pressure for guidance, and a passing attraction for a door I have opened. I do not guide you through chaos. I do not pull you into decisions through panic. When I lead, even if you cannot yet see the whole road, there will be a deep current of peace within you, bearing witness that my hand is there. This does not mean you will never tremble, never feel confused, or never need time to understand. But amid all of that, there will be a gentle anchor, a quiet conviction, a light just enough for you to keep walking without being torn apart by confusion. My beloved child, everything you need is not scattered out there like broken pieces that you must gather by yourself in exhaustion. Your answer is in me. Your wisdom is in me. Your direction is in me. And your strength is also in me. When you remain in my presence, the things that were tangled like a ball of thread will gradually be loosened. I may not always give you a complete map, but I will give you a lamp for the next step. I may not always explain every reason immediately, but I will keep your heart from being swallowed by what you do not yet understand. I may not always change the circumstance before your eyes, but I will change the way you stand within that circumstance, so that the outside no longer rules you as it once did. There are times when you think you need more voices in order to be more certain, but in truth, you need less noise in order to hear me more clearly. Guard what you allow to enter your mind. Do not let gossip, comparison, fear of the future, and painful memories crowd the place that was meant for my voice. Not every word that sounds reasonable carries life. Not every piece of advice that sounds strong comes from the light. There are words that make you more confused, heavier, and farther from me, even though outwardly they sound persuasive. That is why you must return to the secret place, where no one performs, no one pressures you, and no one pushes you to prove anything. There, you do not need to wear a mask of strength. You only need to be honest before me, and I will meet you with a tenderness strong enough to dissolve the layers of defense you have built because you were afraid of being wounded. Learn silence not as a cold discipline, but as an act of loving trust. When you are silent before me, you are saying with your whole heart, Father, you know what I do not know. You see what I cannot see. You lead me better than I can lead myself. That stillness does not make you weaker, it makes you more sensitive. It does not steal your voice, it purifies that voice from hurry and anxiety. It does not make you passive, it prepares you to act at the right time, in the right way, with an inner life anchored in peace. The one who knows how to listen to me will not be easily carried away by every wind. The one who knows how to remain with me will not need to chase every sign. The one who recognizes my voice will not be deceived by voices that only awaken pride, fear, or temporary desire. So today, my child, I am not merely giving you advice, I am inviting you into a new rhythm of life. Give me true spaces of silence, not the leftovers of a day already drained, but a place where you cherish my presence as your source of life. Come to me in the morning before the world places its hurried voices upon you. Return to me in the evening before worries pull you into a heavy sleep. And in the middle of the day, when your heart begins to waver, quietly pause. Breathe in peace. And remember that I am near. You do not need to search for me in a distant place. I am in the moment when you turn your heart toward me. Then you will see that clarity does not always come like lightning. Many times it comes like dawn, slowly, softly, yet surely. The things that once seemed blurred will gradually take shape. The decisions that once frightened you will be placed under a gentle light. The questions that once kept you awake will no longer rule you as before, because you have found rest in me before finding the answer. My beloved child, be still and remain. I am not far from you. I am not hiding what is necessary from you. I am teaching you to hear with greater depth, to trust with greater maturity, and to walk with greater peace. When you stop fighting to dominate the conversation with me, you will realize that my voice has always been there, not noisy, not forceful, but full of life, full of light, and full of love, leading you into the path I prepared long ago. My beloved child, before the strong winds rise, I have come beside you not to make you anxious, but to awaken within you a gentle watchfulness. I do not call you to prepare through fear, nor do I want you to place the burden of worry upon your own shoulders. What I am inviting you into is a holy preparation, born from love, from closeness, and from a life that knows how to lean on me day by day. You were not created to withstand everything by your own strength, nor were you called to find your own way through your small understanding. When you try to carry everything by yourself, your heart will grow weary, but when you learn to lean on me, you will discover that peace does not come from every circumstance being favorable, but from knowing who holds every circumstance. There are those who seek me only when the storm has already struck the door, when the ground beneath their feet is shaking, when every familiar support becomes fragile one by one. But my child, I do not want the relationship between me and you to be only a cry and trouble. I want you to know me in the peaceful morning, in the gentle days of sunlight, when your heart has not yet been pressed by sorrow. I want you to learn to hear my voice while life is still quiet, so that when the noise of trial rises, you will still recognize my voice among countless chaotic sounds. A tree cannot wait until the storm arrives to begin growing roots. It must quietly root itself deep in the soil during calm seasons, drink water in silence, and grow during days when no one is paying attention. You are the same. The days that seem ordinary are the very place where I quietly build your foundation. Do not overlook the moments when you sit still before me. The prayers that are not long but are true. The times when you choose to open your heart so my light can shine into the hidden corners within. Each of those moments is like a stone placed into the foundation of your life. Your eyes may not see the change immediately, but I am building within you a strong shelter, an inner life not easily swept away by fear, a mind kept safe from subtle lies. The enemy often does not come with a loud roar at first. It often slips in through weariness, through small thoughts that make you doubt my love, through sudden emotions that cause you to forget what I have spoken in the secret place. Therefore, closeness with me is not a secondary matter in your life. It is the breath that keeps you living in the light. Let my words soak into you like good rain, soaking into dry ground. Do not listen only by habit, and do not read only with hurried eyes. Let my truth enter every thought, every choice, and every reaction you have toward life. When my word is in you, you will not be easily led by temporary emotion, like a leaf carried by the wind. You will know how to distinguish between an impulse born of anxiety and guidance born of peace. You will recognize that not every open door comes from me, and not every closed door is a loss. My word will become a lamp on dark stretches of road, a stream in days of dryness, and an anchor holding you steady when the things around you try to pull you away from the truth. Remember Nehemiah, the man who heard that the wall of Jerusalem had been broken down and whose heart ached as though torn. He did not immediately run in haste, nor did he rely on his own cleverness to repair what had fallen apart. Before he began to build, he bowed down, fasted, prayed, and placed every burden before me. It was in that hidden place that I gave him wisdom, timing, courage, and favor before the king. When he returned to build the wall, opposition arose, mockery rang out, and hidden schemes tried to discourage him. But because he had been prepared in my presence, his hands could work while his heart remained watchful. The people built and guarded at the same time. Do you see? My beloved child, true preparation does not begin when the enemy appears. It begins in the place where you bow your heart before me and allow me to establish heavenly order within you. In the same way, there are walls in your life that need to be rebuilt. The wall of peace, the wall of holy discipline, the wall of trust, the wall of discernment. Do not wait until chaos surrounds you before searching for materials to build. Begin today, in the small things that you often easily overlook. Guard what you allow to enter your mind. Be careful with voices that pull you away from purity and peace. Choose conversations that lift you up instead of dragging you down. Give me the first part, the deepest part, the most honest part of you. Not because I need your rituals, but because you need my presence more than you realize. A heart that often stays near me will be sensitive to what is false. Just as one accustomed to the light quickly recognizes darkness, I know you have days of weakness, days when you want to loosen your grip, days when you think you can delay drawing near to me a little longer. But I speak to you with the love of a father. Do not let outward ease lull you to sleep. This is not so that you live in tension, but so that you live in watchfulness. There is a watchfulness that does not make you afraid, but makes you more peaceful. It does not make you suspicious of everything, but helps you cling firmly to what is true. When you are near me, you do not need to panic about what has not yet happened. You only need to be faithful today. Listen to me. Let me correct you. Let me comfort you. Let me wash away the anxieties clinging to your heart. And let me teach you to walk in the rhythm of grace. Therefore, my beloved child, return to the secret place. Rebuild the altar of intimacy with me in each day you live. Do not seek me only as a final refuge. Know me as your first home. When dawn comes, let your heart turn toward me before the world pulls you into its hurried voices. When night falls, place every burden into my hands before sleep covers your eyes. When you are joyful, share that joy with me. When you are confused, bring that confusion into my light. When you do not know where to go, stand still long enough for my hand to lead you. Your greatest preparation is not found in knowing everything in advance, but in knowing how to stay close enough to me that whatever comes, you still do not lose the way home. I am teaching you to live as one who is covered, not by fragile self-confidence, but by a living connection with me. I am placing within you a steadiness that is not noisy, a wisdom that is not arrogant, a faith that does not depend on rising and falling emotions. A day will come when you look back and understand that the quiet hours spent with me were never wasted. They became a fortress around you, a spring within you, a light helping you recognize the path when many others lose their way. So come near to me, my child, not tomorrow, not when things become worse, not when you are already exhausted, but today, in this breath, in this moment. I am waiting for you with a love that does not condemn, with arms that never tire, with a presence strong enough to keep you safe through every season of life. What you are going through is a holy refining, not a punishment. The fire you feel has not been sent to consume you, but to melt away the things that have clung to you yet do not belong to you. This pain is not meant to take away your beauty, but to reveal a more enduring beauty, one that does not depend on praise, favorable circumstances, or the support of people. There are parts of you that once trembled from the fear of rejection. I am teaching you to stand firm in my acceptance. There are dreams within you that were once tied to hurry. I am washing them with peace, so that when they take form, they will no longer carry the scent of anxiety, but the fragrance of trust. Some of your prayers have not been answered in the way you hoped, because I am writing an answer deeper than what you know how to ask for. Do not despise the days when you can only take small steps. One step in faith amid darkness is more precious than many easy steps under warm sunlight. When you still choose to believe while you do not yet understand, still choose to remain tender while you are wounded, still choose to turn toward me while questions remain scattered everywhere, you are growing in a heavenly way. Not every victory sounds like a trumpet in the public square. There are victories that are very quiet. You do not give up. You do not let bitterness take control. You do not let fear rewrite your name. You do not lose your gentleness, even after passing through many sharp things. I see all those victories, and not one of them is forgotten before me. Let me comfort your heart with this truth. You are not losing. You are being led through a land that only those entrusted with something precious must pass through. I do not dig deep into you to bury you. I dig deep to lay a foundation. I do not allow pressure to come in order to crush you. I use that pressure to make you steady like a stone placed rightly in the holy temple. When you come out, you will no longer be the child of your old confusion. Your eyes will be clearer. Your words will be softer. Your faith will be deeper. And your presence will carry a peace that others cannot explain by reason. They will look at you and know that an unseen hand preserved you through a place no one thought you could survive. So, my beloved child, while the clouds still cover the sky, hold fast to my word. While the road is still unclear, let me be the light that is enough for the next step. You do not need to know the whole journey in one day. You only need to trust that the one leading you never loses his way. I am nearer to you than breath, gentler than dawn, and stronger than every storm roaring around you. Rest in me, for what you call a blind place is becoming the place where your eyes learn to see by faith. What you call delay is becoming the school of maturity. What you call loss is being quietly turned by me into good soil for a new harvest. And when my timing opens, you will understand that not one of your tears has fallen without meaning. Not one long night has been forgotten, and not one wound lies outside the healing power of my hand. I am here, my child. I am still holding you. I am still leading you. I am still completing the good work that I began in you.